This is a video demonstration of a prototype I built as part of my process for designing a new eye imaging device for Zeiss Meditech. This is part of the review section of the software, and I'm going to start by showing how you view a variety of images that have been captured in the previous acquisition phase. So over on the right here, we have the bin showing all the different images that have been captured with the metadata, explaining the field of view and the image type and the laterality for each image, as well as the timestamp for the FA images. So we've got the 3-up view here. We can view them as a single image, 2 up on a screen, 3 up, 4, 8, 9, or 16. 16 is disabled because we don't have more than 9 images in the bin, so there's no point in showing smaller images in 16 up when you can see all the images in the 9-up view. Now, in this 3-up view, we can use these carets to scroll through all the images in our bin. And if we want to see one more in greater detail, we can double-click on that image, and that will take us to the 1-up view for that image. We can then cycle through the images in the 1-up view if we'd like. You can also zoom in on an image. It fills the entire screen because that is the main point of this system, is to allow the doctor to get fine, detailed examination of images of the eye. And if you want to view a particular image and don't want to cycle through, you can just drag that image onto the screen, and that will replace the other image in the viewport. Now, I prototyped an interesting new feature called Magic Glass. That's this icon right up here, and that opens up a window here so you can overlay 2 images, have the landmark registered so they are directly on top of each other, and then drag this around the image to see the different aspects in the different imaging types. So this is a true color image. I'm going to drag an FAF image into the Magic Glass, and we can see that the landmarks are registered, and where I put my magic window, I can see the FAF image of this eye separate from the true color image, which is on the outside. Now, you may notice that the FAF image doesn't go all the way around, which is common because this is the color image is a stitched together ultra wide field, and the FA image is just a wide field image. So that's intentional and expected for this type of overlay. Another feature we did is putting in a stack editor. So if I click on this stack button, I can register up to 6 images that are of the same type and the same eye, and cycle through them in a stack rather quickly. So I'm going to put in my FA images. I enter them into the editor by dragging them onto these panels, and then I click register. I pretend that there's a big background process for registering the images, which will be true on the real device. So we put in that placeholder to kind of test the patience of the users for taking up to 10 seconds to register the 6 images. And I've set this up with the keys on the keyboard to advance through the 5 images that I put on there, and I can cycle through pretty quickly and see movement of structures as the dye moves through the eye, or I could take the same eye over time and see progression of a disease sort of thing. Another feature I programmed into this prototype is Montage. So if I open up the Montage editor, it looks very similar to the stack editor, but is centered beneath the button, so we know it's Montage. And I'm going to montage some true color images. And Montage is very similar. It's the same process of stitching together that we use to create the ultra wide field, but now we're going to use 4 images to create a montage rather than just 2. So I press create. Again, this is the same registration process that's used for stack, and at the end we have our 4 images montage. Now in this case, I'm demonstrating the case where one of the images is unable to be montaged by the algorithm. So we've got indicators showing the 3 images that were included in the montage, and the 4th image here that was not able to be montaged with the others. So this is just an indicator to the user that this image is not going to work in the montage. And if we select the images, you can see it'll pop out the image that we've selected, So if I see something, let me toggle that off. If I see some artifact here and I'm not sure which image contributed to the artifact, I can highlight them one by one to see which one, where the overlap is and which image is the primary contributor to the visual artifact seen in the montage. So those are the features for this portion of the Analyze section of this imaging system. And this was created in Axure.